Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys. My name is Keith. I'm here with the Dungeon Boys.
Yeah.
What are your names?
Josh.
Zenas.
Brice.
Yep. And we're playing Dungeons & Dragons. Welcome. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this is not your first episode. If it is, jump right in. We have a recent recap episode right after episode 10 if you want to get caught up. If you are joining us after being here for a while, no matter what, thank you for listening. We are full audio now. We used to have a video on YouTube, but now we are just a logo on YouTube where you can listen to us. Our faces weren't particularly interesting.
Not at all.
So
That's why we will add them to the logo.
absolutely.
Actually, they're far more interesting now, but you can't really see them.
Right.
So.
If you're listening on iTunes or YouTube, I would encourage you to go to iTunes maybe and leave us a review. That would be great. You could follow us on SoundCloud. That'd be cool. I mean, I don't know if that gets us more footing on SoundCloud, but whatever you want to do or whatever you are doing, consider leaving us a review on iTunes. Subscribe to the channel. We do a lot more than this on the channel. This is only one of the things we do, but there are also usually 10 videos plus that go up every week on Tank Media Games. Most of them are me playing video games.
And me playing with him.
Yeah, Brice
But
plays.
this one is the most amazing because I am here.
It truly is.
I am.
Tune in for an epic fan battle on...
Yeah, it'll be soon. Next week. Well, not next week. It was a long time ago. Based on when this is going to come out. 3 weeks ago. I have rambled enough. Let's play Dungeons & Dragons. Last time, Grim was trying to go into the party in the manor that they were headed to, trying to save a family. He went outside because he's dying to get to that stable where he saw his friend Arlo get taken. He is dying to get to that stable, and finally a guard told him, "Hey, dude, you cannot go there." And Grim punched him in the face and knocked him out. Jack Law was headed to the area where he has discovered beneath the manor. He has discovered where a basilisk is being contained and kept, and he sees a larger room that is a part of, and he has incapacitated 2 guards that have not even so much as laid a finger on him by frightening them with a hallway, and with the help of Arlo, who cast some fog to help him, he knocked them out with great speed and vigor. And Arlo has met the family that they're trying to save.
They're nice people.
Does Arlo know these guys pissed their pants?
Oh, you can smell it.
Yeah. For miles and miles.
So
like asparagus.
Arlo has found the family, the Full Hearts. Albert has introduced himself. You know that his daughter's name is Corinne. Not Corinne. Justine.
Justin.
And you spoke with them, and you've unlocked their cage door, but they're still in it, just to maintain the semblance that they are they are captured, just in case they need to use that. You've also cast Pass Without Trace on them, so that they can be sneaky.
Plus 10 to stealth.
Yep. And so the last thing that happened was Arlo opened the door.
Oh, poop. I meant to ask those guards about the spiral staircase before I beat the crap out of them.
You could ask him now.
Yeah,
but,
you could wake. I mean, you wake them up and. So the door has opened. The door to this room, the steel door that Jack Law was trying to unlock to get to the other side, where the basilisk. All he saw was, he doesn't know Arlo is down there, but he does now because he opened the door and he's dragging the 2 knocked out guards into the room. And he said, "I don't remember what you said. Hello."
I said, "Oh, Arlo, it's you."
Yeah. And that's where we ended our episode. But I don't want to start with you guys yet. I'd like to start with Grim, who has just knocked out a guard and hit him in the bushes.
There's a bug in here.
What kind?
Cricket, maybe, perhaps, or a cockroach. I don't know.
I think it is a palmetto bug.
Oh god!
I think
It's
that was
like-
cricket.
Nope, it's not. I see.
Tune in next week when the palmetto bug will join us.
Yeah. Cockroaches, there's 3 things about cockroaches. They can survive 2 weeks without a head. They can survive nuclear war. And they're hella good at Dungeons & Dragons.
Okay.
They're also very, very clean. Not a lot of people know that about them. If you touch a cockroach, why? I don't know.
Don't do it.
But they will run and clean themselves because they hate to be touched by us, which honestly makes me hate them even more.
I'm insulted.
Yeah, a little bit.
Honestly, just a little bit. But I mean, hey,
I'm very insulted.
Cockroaches are cockroaches to us. We are cockroaches to them.
Also, I'm deathly terrified of them. I will murder them without any remorse.
But let's play Dungeons and Dragons instead of talk about cockroaches, despite how interesting that is.
Do I see cockroaches in the room?
No, because because we are playing as Grim right now.
There's an 8-foot tall one in the corner. He's waving at you.
You are all playing as me, right?
We are playing as Grim.
Shall we begin?
That would be interesting. Everybody play as one character with like multiple personalities.
Like the Twitch chat that beat Pokemon Red or Blue or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, a group of random people on Twitch, by entering button inputs, were able to complete Pokemon Blue or something in Twitch chat. But we will play Dungeons & Dragons right this very second. Grim, you just hit a body. Good gravy.
Into the thing.
The stable. You head to the stable. Okay, so as you approach the stable...
I know that's where Walter Froggins went.
Yes.
So, I would like to... Perceptify and see if I can
Before
see
you get there, I have to remember what's there.
Yeah, if I remember right, I was causing a ruckus and I was like trying to like drag my feet or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could like roll a personal initiative inside you as a person to see which personality goes first.
Mm-hmm. You
can, as you approach this... So at what point do you want to use your perception roll? Do you want to just walk in, or you?
I walk in and just at the door I want to look and see if I see stuff.
All right. So as you look in, the way the stables are kind of set up is they're mostly open. There's stalls at the there's stalls in the front, but you can tell the stable kind of goes back as well. The entrance is in the middle. There's stalls on either side of you, but you can tell it goes back and there's more lanes of stalls. But as you approach, you do see, before you roll perception, you see a young man he does not dress as a guard. He looks like a stable hand, and he's walking around feeding some of the horses and doing his thing. But if you want to roll perception before you walk in there, absolutely.
Sure. I got a 24.
Well, so towards the front, you can see there are several horses. It's a very well-populated stable towards the front. Several horses, several stalls full of maybe a few donkeys. A couple of goats are in there. But you can also see kind of towards the back and to the right a large carriage with a big cage on top, presumably for carrying back beasts. But it seems like the deeper you get into the stables, the less populated it is. It seems like there's a few more empty stalls towards the back than there are at the front.
Real quick, are he and I pretty much in sync as far as what's going on? Like the battle that I just had and the battle he just had, did that happen at the same time?
Kinda.
Okay.
Ish.
Well,
actually, the battle you just had probably happened a little bit before what you just did.
What
time-wise?
What's the stable hand man doing?
He's just feeding up horses. He doesn't notice you yet because you're kind of walking up.
Doesn't care about me. Okay. I guess I walk.
Doesn't
up.
care about you is different.
Yeah,
hasn't noticed you.
I walk up. I guess I just walk up to him. I mean, because if I don't see anything else about the things at the back, the stables at the back.
He has his back to you. He's kind of sprinkling hay into a stall and he's really enjoying a horse that is kind of eating out of his hand a little bit. And he's petting it.
Oh boy. It's a man, right? It's a boy.
An adult man, but
boyish.
Young.
Okay. Hello, son.
You're not my dad. You're not my dad. He turns around and he says, "You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be at the party, right?"
Yes, but perhaps you can help me out.
I don't think I can. You're really not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be over here at the stables. You're supposed to be at the party.
Calm down.
I can't calm.
Just
Mr. Branch will be very angry if someone is at the stables that's not supposed to be here. And you're not supposed to be here.
He'll only know I'm here if you tell him.
Well, I'm gonna tell him.
You're gonna tell him right now.
I mean,
You don't need. Son, listen. Calm down.
All right, you need to convince him to calm down.
Okay.
Here, kid, let me show you these bushes over here.
That's some real nice bushes.
Roll persuasion.
Oh Lord. I got a 10.
He's still very excited. That's not how that works.
Come on, dude.
You succeed. He just gets quiet. He's very timid, very not cool with this, but he's not speaking anymore.
Listen. I'm only here to check on my frog. I sold him earlier today. I just want to be sure that he's in good hands.
Yeah, he's in good hands.
Would it be possible for me to see him?
Oh no, you can't see him. No, you can't see him.
Is there any I can change that?
You can't. I've calmed down. I'm not going to yell out for the guards, but you can't see him. He's not here. He's not in the stables.
Do you know where he would be?
I know he's not here, but I don't know exactly where. I'm kind of new. I'm kind of new here. I haven't seen everything, but the big stuff goes somewhere else. And speaking of which, did we name that guy that you ate?
I don't know if we did.
Was his name Christopher?
Yes.
Yeah, his name was Christopher.
Christopher.
Christopher's normally the one who's been showing me the ropes. He hasn't been here for several hours. I'm actually kind of worried, but he's the one who takes care of the big stuff, not me.
Do you you wouldn't happen to have seen where he was taking any of the big animals, have you?
No, he hasn't shown me any of that. I usually arrive after he's here. But sir, I really want you to leave. I don't want to cause any trouble.
I would hate for you to be in trouble on my part. So I will step away and return to the party, I suppose.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna keep feeding the horses. Okay.
Okay.
Please go back to the party. My family needs the money I make from this job. He turns around and he goes back to feeding the horses, but you can tell he's rather shaken.
How is this stable set up? Is it like different paths where if I go out and I can go down a different one?
Imagine a single lane.
A
single lane that you are currently in, that you walked into. On either side of you are stalls that just go down, and then there's an open area between another section of stalls that go horizontally. So imagine a single lane and then horizontal stalls that start at the.
So like a T?
There was a bug that came out of the wall and came back in like horror movie style just now. One of those, palmetto bugs you don't
so
like.
So it goes straight down like that, and they're.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is the boy? Because I'm going further in, and if
he's in the front section of stalls, and as you're walking in, he's at the one directly to the right of the lane you're walking down.
Okay. I want to go towards the back stalls and the ones closest to the house, I guess. So if
okay, yeah. So back into the left.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You just walk past him.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, so
if he's gonna see me, I'm just gonna knock him out.
Yeah, if you walked right past him, he would notice, like out of his periphery.
In walking away, do I get any type of anything for that, or just smack him?
What?
Roll initiative and smack him, because I'm gonna pretend like I'm walking away.
He's not looking at you. I will give you a surprise round on this poor Steve.
This does not feel like a grim thing to do. Okay, I guess I'll go. Boom.
As he's staring forward, he says, "If you want, you can stand at a distance and look at the horses. If you just want to check, the frog's not here, but the horses are pretty. If you want to just stand here and look at those, that's fine."
I would appreciate that. What's it? Did he give him a name? Did he give me a name? He didn't give me a name.
No, he did not.
Thank you. I would appreciate that. I like animals. I'm an animal man.
Oh, I love animals. I like animals more than people, really.
Sometimes I feel the same. I guess, can I roll like survival to see Arlo's tracks?
Sure. Absolutely you can.
Dope.
Hey, that's some thinking I wouldn't have think.
11.
He's a big old frog. You can see him. You didn't have to roll. His tracks lead towards the back. So straight down that big lane.
That's the way I go.
You just walk there that way?
Yeah, he said I could stand. Yeah.
I think he's... Sir, I said you can stand at a distance. You can't go any deeper into the stables.
I'm not causing a riot. I'm not causing problems. I'm gonna hit him in his head.
You got to roll initiative for this one. No more surprise around.
18.
All right, you beat him in initiative. You have the first attack.
That's a nat 20 to hit.
Oh boy. Roll damage.
6 damage.
Don't be a stable hand at this place.
Look what you did to my boy.
Don't be a guard or a stable hand or anything. I got a 6 damage.
Is the guy ate like his relative or something?
Guards get knocked out. Stable hands get eaten and beaten.
All right, so
I want to knock him out.
As he comes around the corner, as you pass by him, he He grabs you on the shoulder to try to turn you around to say, no, you can't go that way. And as you turn around, you want to go elbow or you want to go fist?
No, I just want to
Roundhouse.
spin around as fast as I can and just cock
Alright,
him in
you
the
just
head.
punch him in the head, and his head slams against the stable wall beside him. The horse next to him whinnies and goes, "Rrr," and like bucks a little bit, and he like slumps to the ground, knocked out. He's a stable boy. What kind of hit points does he have? I didn't expect my goofy, non-named, meaningless NPCs
Look.
except for visual flair
Look.
to be punched in the head.
He tried.
You
to stop
obviously
me.
don't know this part.
Yeah.
I roll for head punch.
I'm gonna.
A little bit of blood is on the wall where his head hit.
Oh God.
I heal him for 4 points and I continue on my way.
How
Alright.
old is this poor child?
Wait, so you're not going to wake him back up though? You want him to stay knocked out?
Yeah, I just want to like heal him up. Heal him up good.
Okay, so yeah, so you heal him and he seems to be sleeping more restfully now. But he's still a slumped over stable boy in the middle of the stable, visible from the path that goes up.
I can't sleep. It just looks like punch.
Yeah, it's just touch activated.
That's just uncomfortable.
Welcome to the South, where your Harley has to make a lot of noise.
That was probably like a Honda Civic.
Yeah, you're right.
I wanna carry him to a secluded
Pontiac Fiero.
stall and
Alright.
just gingerly set him down, and a clean one preferably.
Okay,
And
so
set
you
him
set
down.
him in some hay in a
Set him
stall.
nicely, and I like
Fireman's carry or carry him like a little baby boy.
a little baby boy.
Okay.
And I set him down and I like pat his shoulder and be like, "Sorry, friend."
You don't want to stick a sock in his mouth? You know, cut him up. I'm just kidding.
Grandma's doing this out of necessity.
I know.
And then I go and I look, follow the tracks.
All right, so you follow the tracks, and they. So you do follow the tracks, and they kind of terminate. Again, I said terminate in the next video. In a kind of a back room where there's a lot of hay, and it almost looks like the tracks just stop at the hay.
Set it on fire. No, I can't do that.
Okay.
They stop in a room or they stop at a wall.
There's kind of a back section, the back left corner of this place. You go past the stall, and behind the last stall where you would expect to be the wall of the stable, there's actually one big open, big stall. Looks like it would have been for a larger animal, and it's just full of hay. Just almost to the top full of hay. Like it looks like a place where they store hay. And the tracks stop at the edge of that.
I would like to, I guess, investigate.
Sure, absolutely.
Come on, high roll, baby. I got a 16.
Okay, so you do investigate, and you see kind of the edge of all this hay. That the edge of the hay is seems to be more well kept and square than hay would normally fall, and it's kind of is a square. As you press down on that, the ground doesn't give, but you can uncover beneath the sand on the ground like a little bit of a seam. It looks like this could be a platform that possibly moves. And on the wall, you can see kind of concealed, or you can see like a beam, like a support brace, like if in the frame of I'm trying to the angular, the 45-degree angle thing that tends to hold up awnings,
Yeah, I got you.
or whatever. You can see one of those that looks a little bit loose and kind of out of place that holds up the roof of this.
I investigate.
Not very long, probably about 2 feet long.
Is that a buttress? Is that what a buttress is?
No, maybe. It's a flying buttress, one that goes way out.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll call it a buttress.
Okay, I go and touch the buttress.
Ooh.
It doesn't seem to bear weight. It jiggles when you move it.
I pull on it. Pull it down.
All right, so you pull it.
Buttress jiggling. And I pull on it.
That was accidentally good. Accidentally funny. That's funny. I had no even clue that I was saying the buttress jiggles.
I was tempted to emphasize butt in that, but
The buttress.
yeah.
I touched the
Anyway,
buttress.
I pull it down.
You pull it down, and when you do, you hear the sound of mechanical movement. And when the hay, the big room of hay, the back of the stable opens up, and the hay slides out on this big mechanical platform. And in front of you, you can see what is obviously an elevator, something that goes down into a shaft.
I get on it.
And when you step on it, it begins to lower slowly.
Hey.
And as you go beneath the hay, are we going to talk about shaft?
No,
Brice, you're my little brother, but maybe I should expect it. from
You're
someone.
the one that made this happen.
I said shaft,
that's what it is.
but I watched you talk about
You've
it.
also said it. You said it last time too, which I mean that's what it is.
All right, folks,
That's
that's what this podcast is. Okay,
We have devolved.
We
into
jiggled the buttress so we could get on the shaft.
The podcast.
You did not say go down. You said get on the shaft.
The
I said
podcast
get on
is
the-
now a show where we make silly, dirty jokes about buttresses and shafts, and that's just what we're going to be. Okay, everybody saddle
You
up.
said platform. I said I get on the platform
Everybody saddle up with your dirty jokes, and that's what we're going to be.
because that's what you do.
I have
Step
stayed
onto the
out of
platform.
this.
I'm just kidding, you goofballs. Shaft is a funny word.
He said platform. The last word he said was shaft. He said I
Whatever.
get on.
You
I get on the
travel-
elevator. I
you-
don't want to use the word elevator because it's freaking Fantasyland, but
A
whatever.
lift.
I want you,
You
to
get on the
that
lift.
shaft.
All right, you're going down the shaft.
Yeah.
Fantasy
Traveling
elevator.
down the shaft. And as you get below where the platform would be, it slides back over you, and you're in a little bit of darkness. And then the shaft lowers to the bottom, and you can see the same hallway that Arlo saw that goes big hallway, big enough for transporting large things, and it kind of curves down into another room.
Follow
It's
it.
a pile
As you
used
step off of the
stable boys.
the elevator rises back up to the ceiling.
Poop.
And it is gone from your sight. And you walk down, and what do you see but Arlo?
Staring me in the eye.
Yeah, you see the same room. You see the room full of these cages. One of them having the big blue 6-arm spiky basilisk. You see the stone guard. The basilisk is still sleeping. You see the stone guard who is staring. Who is staring at the basilisk, looking as though he was turned to stone. You see the Ankeg, which seems to be rather docile, kind of making his rounds inside his cage, as well as the owlbear, that is also seems to be rather docile. They seem to have made they're not pleased to be in the cages, but they seem to have prepared themselves. And you see what looks to be a 4-person family in one of those cages that. They match the description of who you've been looking for, and you also see Arlo standing there on the other side of a steel door, and you see Jack Law dragging. Thank goodness this happened. You all met up. You see Jack Law dragging two, whether they're knocked out or dead or unconscious, you don't know, but 2 guards dragging them down the stairs into this room.
What was I rolling for, Brice?
I was rolling to see if you would notice me because if I heard the elevator going, I would immediately stealth. So
My passive perception's like probably close to 17.
okay.
Probably close. Let's figure it out.
It's like it's either 10 plus
I rolled
proficiency or 10 plus your perception score. So it's either 13 or 17.
Your perception score is what now?
7. Double prof, boy.
I think if we're going to add proficiency, I think it's 8 plus. Is it not 8 plus?
No, because on the thing you use,
I mean, either way, I rolled a 9, so
yeah, and I got 14.
yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine. So
I don't know. It's weird. I knew it at one point, but it don't matter.
so Jack, how do you stealth? This is a well lit room.
I guess I would have been trying to get behind the cages with the bodies, but then realized it
There's
was
the cages butt up against the wall wherever they are.
Oh.
So they're kind of like horse stalls or whatever.
Yeah, but they're in steel cages.
Okay, then I guess I would have just been ready for battle rather than stealthing.
No, it's
There are places to hide. I'm just asking you what you intended. Like, do you want to jump in the hay? Do you want to like?
No.
Okay.
I'm not jumping in the hay.
That hay has been well used.
Yeah.
10 plus the wisdom modifier is your passive perception.
10 plus wisdom
So,
modifier, so no
yeah.
proficiency.
No proficiency.
Okay. Right. Okay. Cool.
If you have advantage, you add 5. Disadvantage, you remove 5.
Yeah.
So.
I'm with you. All right. So this is the scene when Grim walks into this area.
You do add proficiency. I didn't read it all.
Okay. All right.
Graham, catch the elevator.
It's too late,
Dang.
I assume.
You don't. You same thing with Arlo. You don't see any way to bring it back down.
Okay. So it's already gone. Okay. Hey, we found the family. They're over here.
Oh, good.
I found an exit. Well, it was an entrance for me, but it's now an exit. It leads out to the east side of the house.
Question.
West.
West side of the house. There's a guard at the door, but it's just one last I saw.
And there are 3 of us.
All right, Albert. Albert.
He's busy.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Albert.
Sorry,
It's
I
your
was-
old friend Arlo
Yeah.
over here. These are the two fellas I told you about. We're gonna help you get out of here.
Okay.
Creepy and beefcake.
Hello.
It's creepy and beefy.
What are your names?
You can call me Grim.
Good to meet you, Grim.
My name is Jack.
Good to meet you, Jack. Are those men?
Ironically, Grim is the creepy one and Jack is the beefy one.
Are those men dead?
No, of course not.
No. Okay.
You sound disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. No, absolutely not. I would prefer that there be no more loss of life on this mission than there need to be.
Excellent. Could
it
I
is-
borrow your cage?
Absolutely, yes, you can.
I'm gonna toss them in there as they walk out.
Okay. So they walk out of the cage. Okay, cool. They walk out of the cage and they approach you, and you put them in the cage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you slam the guards in the cage, and they're still fast asleep. In doing so, the monsters around you guys have been relatively quiet in this room, despite banging on the door a little bit, which they hear pretty often. They're kind of used to things moving around here. They're not particularly upset with you. They're beasts that move around, and they're big. You can hear them, but they're not bothering anything or trying to get out or anything right now. Oh, excuse me. Oh, one thing, Arlo, that you notice when Jack walks into the room, we'll deal with this real quick.
Oh yeah.
You notice on his back the staff that was once carried by your master, Briar.
Yeah, I guess like as you're walking into the thing, I can see like it's on your back behind you.
Mm.
So, hey, where'd you find that?
What?
That staff? Where'd you find it?
The internet? No, I found it. I found the bedchambers of the lord of this house.
It says made in Taiwan. What? I think I'm gonna need to get that from you. That looks exactly like my Master Briar staff.
Oh, I knew it looked something similar to was it circlet he has on his head?
The teeth
It's
on
a
the, I got
his
a
hat.
band
He's
around the
got
hat.
like
It's
a
the same
straw
teeth.
hat with the bandolier of teeth.
Yep.
Gotcha. I recognized its style. It seemed to fit you. I figured if it wasn't yours already, it could be. So,
Can I hang on to that?
absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna hang on to that.
All right,
Do I
Josh.
identify it as being?
You identify it as Briar's staff.
Dang.
One thing that this grants you, it grants you advantage on any check that you use to deal with like animal handling or animal friendship or whatever.
Okay, I jump in with the bastards. No. Let's not do that.
But you remember that Briar used to very often use this staff whenever you were on your travels to calm beasts. He didn't really care for killing things so terribly much, though he did take the tooth souvenirs from the times that you guys did end up killing something large or saving a town from a beast or whatever. But Briar was a very pacifistic man, or dwarf, and you remember that, and you can remember him using this staff to calm animals and keep them from terrorizing villages.
Arlo is a little bit shook up that he sees this because there's no way he'd leave that behind.
What kind of shook up?
Just
Like,
is he around
Patrick's-
here? I got to get out of here. Like, is
Or-
he somewhere nearby?
But like not John Travolta or Elvis or
No.
Arlo,
You're going
does
too
this-
far. Dial it back.
Okay.
Dial it
Does
back.
this mean anything to you?
I don't know if this is here. There's no way he'd part with it. If it's here, maybe he's here too.
Well, I feel like we have more pressing matters at the moment, but we will deal with that as soon as we possibly can. And you have my full support if you should need anything.
All right.
Who do you
Might as
think?
well.
Who do you think could be here, Arlo? This is Albert speaking.
This is the man who raised me. This is Master Briar. He's the druid that raised me.
Oh, well, we've not seen a druid pass through these dungeons, but I would not give up hope.
Well, he might be around here somewhere.
Very well. But first things first,
we got to get you out of here.
quickly, let's make. I'd like to thank you all for. I'd like to shake your hand, Arlo, again. And he goes around and he shakes hands with you, and he sees Jack and Grim, and he grabs Jack's hand, looking like he's dispatched another couple of foes. And thank you very much for coming to save me. I know it was Corgus who sent you both. You are now members of our little organization, are you not?
Yes.
Servants as well.
Indeed.
Is he done?
No. He shakes Grim's hand as well, and he shakes up. But what would you like to say? Go ahead.
Were you brought in through the back entrance, or were you brought down on the elevator?
We do not know. We do not know where we were brought in. I think we were brought in through the main entrance, but we were. My wife was actually still concussed, and she was still unconscious. I do not remember if any of us saw anything. Torque, Justine, do you remember seeing anything when we were dragged in here?
Specifically a metal box or a spiral staircase. Do you know what they may be used for?
Torque speaks up and he says, I don't remember seeing anything. We had the bags on our head, but I think I remember smelling food, vegetables, and some meats. I remember smelling, I believe.
I see.
That sounds like a kitchen to me.
I agree. What's this about a metal box, Jack?
I passed a large metal box slightly recessed into the wall, and next to it there's a spiral staircase leading up. The staircase is next to another staircase that I came down, which is directly behind the kitchen. If I had to guess, the staircase leading up leads directly into the kitchen.
Possibly.
I'm always hungry.
Sorry. The spiral staircase was the kitchen would be on the top left of would be above the top left of the basement, and the spiral staircase in the bottom right.
How?
Based on the map. So, remember the kitchen was here, top left,
Yeah.
and the basement you came in on the top, so that way the kitchen would be up here, and the staircase is down here.
Oh, I thought the staircase was like I go down the stairs and then there's the metal box and then like there's the spiral staircase right beside me. Okay.
Yeah, so the staircase at the north, the metal box was kind of in the middle of the right side of the room, and the staircase was beneath that.
Okay, cool.
So you can still absolutely tell them where you think it was.
Well, I wouldn't think that's what it led to
Right.
then.
I'm very sorry about any spatial issues.
It's all good.
Mapping out a large space is difficult whenever you're sharing an imagination.
Repcon, I saw a large metal box attached to the wall, and there was a metal staircase that I saw that I don't know where it led to, but I didn't bother to take the time to check it out. That was Australian.
Check it out.
So,
I didn't check out the staircase.
I heard a woman humming and came down here. I imagine it was the young mother here comforting her child.
Yes, the woman reaches out to thank you as well personally. What you guys? The woman reaches out to thank you personally, and she goes to shake all of your hands as well, and give you a polite little bow. Brice, what you want, buddy?
I'm trying to get Zenas to look at that thing, but every time I point at it, he looks back at me. The Coca-Cola can, it's like floating.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see that.
That's odd.
It really is.
There's a spirit here. But the woman reaches out, the mother, she reaches out to she gives you all a bow and goes to shake your hand in her feminine style. And she says, "My name's Corinne Fullheart. Thank you so much for saving us from this wretched place."
You are welcome.
Very.
And following suit, Torque as well, the man, who is obviously the son with the big beefy man, he shakes your hand with a firm handshake. It's like gripping like if a tree came to life and grabbed your hand. He's the strong boy, and he says, "Thank you very much." And lastly, to shake your hands is little Justine. She's seen her father and her mother and her brother reach out to shake hands, and she's still learning the social graces, so she says, "Thanks so much," and she reaches up to Arlo, or reaches forward to Arlo, not up, and she gives him a shake.
Down slightly.
And then she gives the glance to the guards in the cage, and then she inches towards Jack Law and like kind of keeps her head down, but goes for a shake. And do you shake?
Yeah, I do. But, like, do the hand on top as well. Like, you're a brave young girl. You'll do well in life.
Yeah, kinda. And she also, in her left hand, she's holding a stuffed bear. The bear is like a classic teddy bear, but his eyes are very, like, The eyes aren't little like eyes; they're like black stones. And she goes to shake Grimm's hand. Do you shake?
Yeah, I bend down, like squat and shake her hand on her level.
As you do that, as you touch hands, something magnificent happens.
She kills me and eats my heart.
No, as you shake hands,
She consumes you.
Can I interrogate a guard?
you can in a moment. Hold on.
Okay.
We have to deal with this. It's going to take a second. Excuse me. I got to make sure I read everything properly.
We'll have formal introductions later.
All
It's
right.
like
So
3-day barbecue.
what happens is Zenas and Grimm and Justine make quite an amazing transformation before your eyes.
Oh boy.
Light floods the room.
Super Megazord.
Zine, please explain your transformation and what you look like. What is happening is Zenas is going into his Aasimar, what is it called?
It is called Necrotic Shroud.
Necrotic Shroud. He is making a visual transformation before your eyes. And Justine is also making one, but it's not quite the same.
As an action, your eyes become dark pools. Skeletal, ghostly wings sprout from your back. Creatures are frightened, blah, blah, blah. And I imagine that Grimm's skin becomes kind of a pale gray, and like his veins become
Definitely.
black. So you see that?
But it's mostly visual, right? It's a visual thing meant to frighten.
No, he gets stronger with it, but I mean, you can't really.
Right, but you
See
can't.
that.
Yeah, you can't fly with the skeletal wings.
No, like I mean, he would deal more like necrotic damage
Sure.
or whatever, but it's mostly at this point just visual.
So Grimm like shoots up, stands up straight. His eyes turn into these black pools, and his skin turns very dark and pale. And you can see his veins turning black and coursing through him. And don't you get horns, right? They're like
No.
you don't get horns. It's just your black eyes.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I just remember. And then the skeletal wings produce from his back, and he is making this transformation before your eyes. But the same thing happens with Justine, except everywhere that Zenas turns black and pale, she turns just pure white. She becomes this being made of pure light, but her eyes become very white, these white pools, and her wings come out, and they're just these magnificent wings of white light, and light consumes everything about her, where like Zenas is kind of consumed by this necrotic darkness. And Zenas, this is what you experience. For a split second, you're holding hands with this handshake, and you're floating in some ethereal world. It's as if you can hear all things and see all things at once. There's too much to process. You feel all powerful yet non-existent at the same time. You feel oddly like you're part of all things yet dead and part of nothing. So as you're holding hands and you're in this, like, you can't act. It's just like you can feel that there's this big amount of power coursing through the both of you that you didn't choose to have there. And you're in this transformation. And do you do anything while you're kind of in this split second of?
What do I see? Like, do I see the room I'm in?
You see her. You see Justine, this little girl who's turned into this like almost angel of light, and then around you, you're just in this oddly ethereal place where you can't see anything, but you can also somehow see everything. Not where you are, but like everything in existence. It's kind of this odd duality that you're experiencing right now.
What is she doing?
She is.
I guess, like, how does she look?
She is like taking it all in. She's very surprised at herself, but also it seems like she's rather confident in this form.
I guess in the split second, I just ask, like, what are you?
She looks at you and she says,
I'm Batman.
She's holding her teddy bear, and the teddy bear's eyes are glowing white now. And she's holding your hand and she says, I don't know. And then she lets your hand go. And your transformation ceases. You're no longer transformed. You instantly come back to your normal Thaddeus Baker Grimm form, and you are back in the room with everyone. You never left the room, by the way. To you all, the two of you, Grimm never left the room, but you kind of experience this detransformation. And you return, but you see Justine. The three of you also see everyone sees Justine. She's transformed and bathed in this white light. She takes 2 steps to her family, whose jaws are just on the floor. Albert is almost in shock, and her mother is afraid, and Torque is very surprised and very tense, and they don't even know what to say. They're kind of, Justine, are you okay? And she takes the steps towards her family. Their jaws are on the floor, and she grabs each of their hands. She grabs the three of their hands, and her eyes turn white, and they are visibly. She is all three of her family members seem to be visibly in mild pain. When she touches them, it's almost like they touched a stove or something. And they don't pull back, but it looks like it hurts a little bit. And she sweetly and calmly, as if spotting a cloud that looks like a bird or a house, says, "Home." And then the whole family is sucked into the eyes of Justine's teddy bear, kind of like a Blue Skidoo We Can Too. Like they all are almost vacuumed, like they turn into this kind of mass of white light, and they are sucked into the eyes of this glowing-eyed teddy bear. And once they all get in, the teddy bear's feet also suck into the eyes, and it kind of turns itself inside out and sucks itself into its own eyes until nothing is before you. And it all happens with a bloop, and she is gone before your eyes. All of them are gone. The whole family.
Oh, well, that's just showing off right there.
Well, that happened.
How do I feel?
You feel like you could do it again if you had a. You feel like you could probably do that again.
I don't feel like weaker or anything.
You feel taxed. You don't feel as like you could do that again, but you feel like you could transform again if you know what I mean.
I guess Grim drops. He puts his hands on his knees and kind of falls forward as if he's just run a marathon. I guess he's tired.
Yeah.
Grim, you all right?
I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Did we just win?
Yes.
Maybe.
And you saw I could turn into a giant frog, right?
Yes.
All right, I still win.
Arlo, yes. I want to leave.
All right, door's that way. Let's go.
So be it. I've found the exit.
Watch out for that puddle.
All right, so you guys are walking down the cave thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys walk that way, and as you enter into that basement room,
You hear growling.
you don't hear growling, but what you do hear is, well, well, well. I heard banging on my steel door. I thought one of my monsters has gotten out.
One of them has.
Who is this? Mr. Baker.
You don't remember Walter Froggins, I assume.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I remember that frog you sold me.
Yeah, that's him.
Who?
Him.
Throw it. Who?
This gnome. Look, something strange has happened, so I have no time for games.
I think you do have time for games. This game is called What the Hell Are Y'all Doing in My Basement Causing Trouble?
I want to cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And I can make a loud sound.
Okay.
I want to make the sound of the basilisk roaring behind us.
Do you know what a basilisk? You probably know what a basilisk sounds like.
I would assume
He's
so.
a forest.
Make the
Wasn't it
female
the
mating
female?
call right where Ronald is.
And I want to cause that distraction. Oh God, what the
Lady
hell?
basilisk.
I want to cast that sound farther down the hallway from where we are.
So behind you?
Like he's expecting it to come from down in the sub level thing where we were at. I want to cast it where he thinks that the thing is not at.
Behind
make him think that it's out.
Okay. Gotcha. So currently, as far as the basement, you guys are experiencing this basement that Jack has already experienced. Imagine we're looking at a rectangle from the top.
Yep.
You have just come in the bottom from a hallway. Behind you is that dungeon room after the long kind of curving hallway that takes you down there.
That'll work.
You're at the bottom of the rectangle. At the top of the rectangle, walking towards you is Ronald Witherbranch, who is asking you these questions.
I want to cast it behind him, as far as I can behind him.
Okay, that would be right at the back of the thing.
He came out of a hallway coming out there.
He came down the stairs, so I'll show you the map.
Cast it like it's going through the steel door, because that's in the other room.
To show you the map, he's up here walking towards you.
Okay.
So he's just come down these stairs, you would assume. and you've just come into the bottom of the room.
Okay.
So you would know that if you cast it behind him, he is likely not going to think that that's behind him because there's really nowhere it could come from behind him.
I was wanting to cast it behind him just so we could maybe have advantage on the next
Well, you can
one.
cast whatever you want behind him and try to distract him. But I got to roll
Make him
against
think
that, I
twice.
think. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I wanted to cast it behind. Like if he came down the stairs, I want to cast it at the top of the stairs just to make him think twice.
Okay.
Double take, whatever.
I probably have to roll against being distracted or whatever, I think, right?
You just read what it says.
Yeah, what's the...
For minor illusion,
Yeah.
I just make a really loud noise. I mean, there's nothing to roll against.
Then you could treat it like intimidation or
Yeah,
something.
you probably rolling...
I could, I want to try and help him, if that's possible. I want to speak and give further truth to this.
Okay, sure.
So,
So-
whenever you cast it, and after the roar, I say, well, releasing a basilisk, clearly.
And I've already said one of them's out.
All right.
All right.
So roll with advantage against my... All right.
21.
What is, would that be
21.
wisdom or intellect?
I would believe wisdom.
So yeah, he does for a moment turn around and look up the stairs. Huh?
I said flying dragon kick.
Yeah, he's probably like 50 feet away from you at this point, but he does turn around towards the back of the room. But he is going... How a basilisk going to get up my stairs? There ain't no basilisk up there. What are y'all trying to do when he turns around?
I'm dodging. I'm getting like behind some of the shelves and stuff.
Okay, cool. So you're dodging and getting cover.
Are we going to attack?
I'm just getting out of the way. I'm like little micro man.
You know,
I'm gonna try and pat. He's a fat man, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna try and pass him.
Okay.
I'm gonna dash past him up the stairs.
Your dash isn't going to get you all the way there. It's a long room.
I'm gonna run then and
Get as far as you can.
then dash.
Okay, so we're going to imagine this rectangle again. Ronald Witherbranch is about halfway down the rectangle. A little bit to the right side of the rectangle, because in the middle are those tables. Arlo has just jumped behind kind of a pillar and a table situation. So he's just jumped, he is concealed at the bottom side of this rectangle. Grim is also at the bottom side of the rectangle besides Arlo. And above Ronald Witherbranch at the top of the rectangle is now Jack Law. Now I'm going to need you all to roll initiative, because he is not pleased.
Initiate.
15.
And he says,
17.
now what y'all gonna do trying to come in here in my party I'm trying to have? I really didn't feel like killing 3 people in my basement today, but y'all gonna make me do it, I guess. Now tell me one thing before we start this mess. Y'all set them people free down there in the dungeon? Or they still down there?
No, they're free.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna have to die. So
Would you care to explain why you needed to capture them?
they've been caught. Sorry. Them folks has been causing trouble, and that should concern you. Is that they've been causing trouble in my city of Lonesome. I'm tasked with protecting this place. The High Council is counting on me to make sure things go good here, and these people have been causing trouble for my orcs. At least that's what I've been told. I think they're part of some sort of secret organization that's trying to upheave the High Council, trying to do some sort of government takeover.
The High Council is nothing but a league of murderers.
A league
I would have to agree.
A league of murderers? That's my brother you're talking about.
Well, then your brother's a murderer.
You die first, Dark One.
Wait, which dark one? We're both dark.
While they're talking,
Both
Arlo-
of you die first.
While they're talking, Arlo's just trying to like get close.
Line up.
Gotcha. We'll say this conversation is kind of happening as all this is because I haven't really dealt with initiative yet. We need to do that. Okay. So he rolled a 10. You don't even know that. What'd y'all roll?
Well, I rolled a 10.
Okay. What's your dexterity mod?
5.
You win.
Oh wait, not dexterity. My dexterity modifier is 4.
You win. Grimly, what'd you roll?
15.
Okay.
You win.
And Josh,
17.
17. So Arlo is the first to attack or do. Second in the lineup is Grim. Third in the lineup is Jack. And finally would be the Constable, Ronald Witherbranch.
Dear old
And
Ronald.
again, real quick, just for a little bit more conversation before this battle begins. Whenever he found out that Arlo was the frog, he says, "Oh, you must be a druid, little gnome."
I don't see anything.
Okay.
Do you see the staff that's twice the size of you?
And he has noticed the staff, and he says, "And it looks like you've been in my room stealing some of my things.
I got your underwear.
I bet you know who that staff belongs to, don't you, little gnome?"
I don't see anything.
He says, "Well, I sure do." He says that just dastardly. Okay, so Arlo, it is your turn to do what you will do. Not
Right.
Arlo. Sorry.
I want to cast. I'll cast Bear's Endurance on Grim
Okay.
with enhanced ability. So you get an extra 2d6 temporary hit points.
Hey man, do you roll that? Or
2d6.
I think you roll it.
Okay.
2d.
And you have advantage on Constitution checks. So that's a 6. That's 4. So you got an extra 10.
Hey man.
Okay. And then I am going to. I'm still kind of hidden behind like some shelves of stuff. I am going to wild shape thing into a direwolf.
All right, direwolf it is.
And I am just going to chill and wait till my next turn.
Okay, so you're behind cover. I'm going to need to be doing some looking up of spells on my little machine here.
How far in feet away is this man from me?
From you, he's probably 40 feet away.
40 feet.
Did I, whenever I transformed into that thing, did I feel that it made me stronger?
Yeah, you felt that it would be a useful tool in the future.
Dope. I would Grim do it now? Would Grim do it now?
Smite.
Yeah.
Would Grim? Yeah, okay, I do it. Because I'm imagining Grim is still, he's tired and he's honestly been like frustrated with this guy from the very beginning. So now he's just stepped it up from frustrated to straight up angry. So yeah, he like transforms Dark Jack style, and that is an action. So I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon, the hammer again in what's his face's place, or at least within 5 feet of him. And I rolled a 24 to heat.
Yeah, that will definitely hit.
7 damage.
7 damage.
See, indeed.
That was with a spiritual weapon?
Mm-hmm. With
Cool.
the hammer.
The hammer of purpleness.
Mm-hmm. The hammer of Palor. Although I don't know if Palor actually has a weapon associated with him.
Wait. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. So you hit him with the hammer.
Yeah.
So the spiritual. Where does the spiritual weapon appear?
Within 5 feet of him.
Okay.
Yeah, I can make it. It's got 60-foot range.
Right. I just mean like in front, behind.
Like a little bit to his left, like front left. I guess.
Okay. And you just swing head, tummy.
Swinging for the back.
Okay. You swing for his back and you hit him, and he stumbles forward. And he says, "Oh boy, this gonna be a ride, I bet." So Graham, that was your turn, Jack Law.
Yeah, I'm not moving.
He is not facing you.
Okay. Yeah. Can I stealth? If
He's not facing you. You can stealth.
Okay. Do I have advantage or just roll what I got? I got a 14.
For stealth.
Yeah.
What did he say? Passive perception was? Oh,
10
I
plus
know what it is. Yeah, you win.
Okay.
He does not see you.
Sweet. Then I guess I'll. I
I
guess
feel
we're
like
just killing
for
him.
you rolling. I think stealth rolling is an action.
Huh?
For you to go stealth, so you would have a bonus action now on this turn, and then you would remain stealth for your next turn.
I, as a bonus action, can hide.
Okay, that's fine. We'll say your stealth. That's cool.
Okay. Well,
Let us know in the comments or wherever you
hide
are.
is like in combat stealth. Stealth is something you have to do before
Okay,
combat.
there you go. That makes
Like
sense.
when you're sneaking around, you're stealthing.
Right.
Whenever you're trying to do it in battle, like you jump behind cover,
Right.
you hide.
Okay, so if you do that as a bonus action, absolutely.
All right.
Just-
Absolutely.
see, Arlo realizes he doesn't have to kill this guy. He just knows that this big man is blocking the way out.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't blocking the way out for me. I just ran past him. I'm going to kick him in the head. No, I'm not. I'm going to...
1 damage him in the head.
I'm going to... Again, back of the blade. Should I take a damage penalty for that?
It's not going to do as much damage, as your cleaver. Let's say don't add your dexterity to it.
Don't add my dexterity. Can we, like, take it down a die instead of a D8 or D6? 'Cause my dexterity is 4. That's a lot when you're talking about half of a die.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense. You can just swing it real hard.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a D6.
Okay, so I'm a... Yeah. 14 plus 6.
That'll hit.
Alright, so... It might not have mattered.
16.
No, 13. Or, yeah, plus 4 be 17. 17, and if he moves, he takes another 4 damage.
Oh, okay. Remind me if I move it.
Okay.
So you really crack him on the back of the head, you open up the back of his head, like it's not a blade hit, but you smash him hard enough, like blood starts to run through the back of his head, and he stumbles forward again. He says, "Oh, looks like you boys gonna ruin my night." And he picks up his head, and so you probably moved your movement speed to get to him at this point, so you can't really move away.
Okay.
You're also no longer stealth because you smacked him in the back of the head.
Agreed.
So he is going to use Misty Step to teleport. He has a bonus action, and he can teleport to a point he can see within 30 feet. So he is going to teleport to get lateral with Arlo.
Lateral.
So across where he can see you,
Okay.
where you're not in cover. And he is going to say,
Yeah, I see it.
he says, "So you're the little gnome who me? If you're a little gnome, that means I ain't got no giant frog. That's on you. Also, do you know a dwarf named Briar?" And he reaches out his hand and he casts a spell on you.
Ooh. Magic.
He casts Magic Missile on you.
Gotta be a cantrip.
You can't cast another spell.
If you cast a bonus action, you gotta use a cantrip.
Okay, alright, so you cast Firebolt instead. Will somebody tell me what Firebolt is?
You do
I can't find it on
1d10 of
my
fire
hat.
damage. You make a ranged spell attack against it.
Alright, well,
Unless
Mr.
he's
Thesaurus.
unless he's level 5, in which case it does 2d10, which I would hope he's not level 5, because we'd be dead.
Never know.
So he rolls a spell attack. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
25.
Make a screwed. Make a ranged spell attack, so you would use his spell attack modifier.
Ooh, he probably gonna hit. That was above 20.
That's fine.
Alright, so he hits you with a firebolt, and what's damage on that, Zenas?
1d10.
1d10.
It is the most powerful cantrip aside from Eldritch Blast, I guess. But
Alright, so he casts Firebolt.
Get that.
He reaches out his hand and starting kind of at his elbow, flame wraps around his arm and then fires a bolt of it at you. And it collides with you as you stand there behind your pillar.
As you
And it
stand there,
does,
taking it in the face.
4 damage to you.
Okay. As he's talking about Briar and stuff like that, I'm getting more worked out. I just let it hit me. I just take the damage.
Okay.
I'm glaring at him.
Nice. So fire envelops you for a moment as you take the damage and you singe. And it is now your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna charge at him.
Okay.
And
As a wolf.
Yes, as a dire wolf. And I'm going to, let's see. I think it's 2 attacks. I actually get a bite and a that's like a bite and a claw attack.
Okay, you get 2 attacks.
I think so. Well, it's a crit to bite. So.
As a wolf?
5 feet, 1
You transformed,
target,
right?
hit, piercing units, a charge.
Okay, I thought so.
Ooh, am I supposed to
that's
roll
the
to
thing.
be afraid?
It's
within
it's,
10 feet, I think.
Okay.
if it's successful on a DC 13 strength, then it is not knocked prone. If it is, if I'm successful, then he's knocked prone.
Alright.
It was a crit, so
You crit
and it's 2d6
your strength check, or you crit the hit?
the hit.
Oh,
Okay.
he misty stepped. He took 4 damage to.
Oh, yep, he did move. Alright.
Boom.
So that hurt as well.
It would be thunderous vibrations
Yeah.
rack his body.
All right, so you hit me, so I still have to roll DC 13 to stay standing.
That'll work.
So you need to roll your damage die.
Okay.
You can roll. You can roll. And,
It's a 10 doubled, so he's got 20 damage.
yeah. Well, I'll give you the option when you crit, you can either just double your regular damage roll, or if you roll a 1, you can roll the dice again. That way, you don't end up critting for 2. You know. Does that make sense?
Kinda.
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 It should benefit. It'll benefit you either way.
Okay.
Like imagine you rolled a 1 there and you could double it. That was just a hit for 2 rather than 10 or something.
It's
So,
game rules.
I think that's part of the rules.
Okay.
I think that's a possibility.
We'll look it up.
But anyway, you rolled to 20 damage. Good gravy. Gosh. So
Oh, I'm not happy with this guy.
yeah. So you just where are you biting him at?
Like straight like torso.
In his belly, his
Yeah.
big belly. He's in his church clothes. He's in his party clothes.
I don't care.
So you bite through his clothes into his stomach and rip a chunk out of his tummy there.
Is he knocked prone?
He is knocked prone.
Boom.
So you bite a hunk out of his belly and knock Ronald Witherbranch to the floor, and he says, "Oh God, y'all wait till my brother gets here. He'll take care of y'all good."
Cool. Now, in relation to the exit, where are we at? Because he's come down the stairs and stuff, right?
Yeah, so imagine this rectangle. Bottom right of this rectangle is the spiral staircase. Top of this rectangle is the staircase that Jack Law came down. Arlo, you're towards the bottom. You and Grim are towards the bottom of the rectangle.
I'm in the middle.
Jack is in the middle, and Constable Man is to the left of the two of you. So there is no line of sight between you and the staircase.
Cool. I am breaking for the exit.
Okay, so you take your 30 feet and you make it just to the bottom of the staircase. After you move
50 feet.
50 feet because you're a wolf. You make it up. You go up the staircase.
I'm waiting for these
All
guys.
right,
to
so
top
you
the
reach the
staircase.
top of the staircase and it goes in. There's like a lever that can be pulled. It looks like at the top of the staircase.
Cool. So I'm chilling at the top of the staircase for now and waiting on these guys.
Okay.
How far away?
And I do not look.
As he's on the ground, he says, "Hard to pull a level when you're a wolf, you cowardly druid. You're worse than your master Brice."
How far away is he from me?
He's probably, I guess, 30 feet to your left at this point.
30 feet to my left. Okay. He's prone. I'd have advantages.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
Boy has not done a good job.
I'm
Botch that advantage roll.
gonna cast guiding bolt at him.
Oh boy.
That's 15.
To hit,
Yes.
that will hit.
Dope. For 10, 13, 15, 18 damage.
18 damage. All right.
Right, yeah. And the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage, thanks to mystical dim light glittering on the target. Until then, the light is, as always, purple.
Okay.
Is he within 20 feet of my hammer?
He is not now.
Hammer time. Then I'm just going to move the hammer 20 feet closer to me as my bonus action.
Okay, so as he's on the ground, you fire this bolt, right? It's a bolt.
See.
This bolt at him, and he takes the damage. He says, "God, who are you people?"
Grim do not answer, but he does move. I do move the 10 feet to my weapon.
Okay. Jack Law, it's your turn.
Grim, do you intend to stay and fight this man?
I do.
Very well.
I need to come up with a voice for Angry Grim.
I do.
Very well, I will help you. We need to get out of here quickly, I assume. And I'm gonna... Oh, he's way over there, ain't he?
About 30 feet away.
Oh, I can run that far.
You hop the table and head towards him.
I has advantage, you say?
Yes.
14 gonna hit? No, 16 gonna hit.
That will hit.
Yes. We're intending to kill this fellow, so I'm going full blade of my blade. first. $14 and another 4 if he moves.
Okay. All right. Injured a great deal. You cut him. You just rip a hole in him. You cut him way open, and he just yells in pain. Oh! And so from his position, he teleports again. He misty steps as close to the staircase he can get, and then he uses the rest of his running movement speed to get to the staircase and close that door, and leaving a trail of blood.
I'm at the top of the door.
No, not the other the top staircase. You are at the spiral staircase.
Oh, I am?
He went to
He
a
was
different.
running for the exit. He
Yeah,
was
I'm
running
headed
for
to the exit.
top staircase.
Okay,
That's where I am.
I thought you were running to the
Come to me, fat
to
man.
the spiral staircase. I apologize. He's going the way that you're not, essentially, which would make sense for an enemy to do who is trying to flee. So I thought you were at the spiral one, because that was the closest one to you. That's my bad.
We didn't. He said we were heading for the exit. We didn't
Yep.
know what that staircase
Right.
went
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So you're at that staircase. Instead, he goes to the spiral staircase, which really would give Grim an opportunity attack. No, he wouldn't, because he teleported. So he passed beyond you. To the bottom of the spiral staircase, which he ascended and pulled a lever, and the door opened, and he's crawling through that door, as it is now Arlo's turn.
But he's like a staircase and half a room away from me.
He is a
right?
full room away from you currently.
Full room away from me.
Yeah, he's leaving quite the trail of blood at this point.
Okay. Are we going after this guy?
Grim is, yeah, he's not really thinking. I can't get that across in his voice, but he's essentially, this first willing transformation is like he's raging.
And you just heard Jack say, "Are you intending to fight this guy?" And Grim said, "Yes."
So are you particularly angry at this dude for something, or is it like the transformation that made you?
Sounds like conversation.
Are you particularly angry at this fellow, or are you just angry because you are transformed and that causes you great rage? Please answer in a calm tone.
Why, yes, my good fellow.
Yeah, I imagine Grim is like
Oh no, act it, please.
breathing in.
Why are we gonna get salty about this?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
Well, I mean, I feel like I would know if he's like out of.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he can't quite convey it with his voice, so I don't know if he can't convey that it is this transformation that has made him like this.
Gotcha. Okay.
It is. Yeah, that's something you'll have to ask after he's detransformed.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm going back to regular Arlo, because you said the door is closed, right?
Yeah, there was a lever whenever I thought you were at the other staircase. That door is definitely still closed.
Okay.
So you probably would have to be a person to open it, but there's not a lever involved.
Okay, so there's no lever here?
No lever. It's a door that you can open with a knob.
Door that I can open with a knob. Alright, so I turn back into just regular old Arlo.
Okay.
And because he's like a room away, he's bleeding,
Yeah.
he's not looking good. Graham!
Yeah. Grim does not answer.
Graham,
I look to you.
I understand you're mad. I understand that you're angry. I'm angry too. We got things we got to figure out. But we got to get out of here to figure these things out.
Grim turns back.
Arlo, the door up those stairs leads outside. I'm sure that's where he's going now.
The spiral thing leads outside, or my door leads outside?
Your
I'm
door.
confused.
Your door leads outside. I don't know where his door goes, but I know he's trying to get away from us.
You're here, Josh, at the top staircase.
Now
On
I
the
see
bottom
it.
Right, there's a spiral staircase.
Visualize. I got it now. I'm going to get out of here.
Okay.
I thought that was the plan all along, as we were getting out of here.
As did I.
So,
It was before we left.
Graham, we got other things to do. I understand that you're mad, but we got to get out of here.
I think it's going to take more than just words to stop Grim at this point.
Arlo, get out and regroup with Burb. I'll follow him and make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
Oh, Miss
Right.
Bird.
I'm gonna open up the door and I'm gonna head that way. Do I have enough? 60 feet within range?
As he goes out the door, Arlo, there's a guard at the door.
Of the door?
Of big man.
Yeah, out of...
Yeah. Range of is it Ronald or Donald?
Donald.
Yeah.
Ronald.
Ronald.
Yeah,
is he
can't-
60 feet away?
Yes, he is 60 feet away.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna
Or
open the
over
door, and
60
before I
feet.
leave, I want to see if I can cast Ice Knife.
He would be over 60 feet away from you at this point.
Let's see. I don't ask if he's 60 feet away.
I thought I was trying to figure out what you meant by within range of what, and I didn't. I thought you were talking about movement speed of. I'm sorry. Yeah, he'd be over 60 feet away. This room is more than 60 feet long.
Got it.
He'd probably also be out of your line of sight at this point, based on the pillars and the contents of this room.
Hey, I'm at the top of the stairs. He's at the top of the stairs. Either way, moving forward.
Okay.
If I can't see him, if I can't cast anything else, I'm heading out the door.
Okay.
Grim, I'm going for Bird. Jack, you see if you can stick with him and follow him. I'm gonna go see if I can
I'll
get Bird.
keep track of him. Take care of Burb. We'll regroup with you as soon as we can.
All right.
Wait, no, I'm still in the middle of the room, right?
No, you're at the bottom left because you went and sliced him with
okay,
your
yeah.
knife.
All right, never mind. Then keep going.
All
But
right.
you did yell out that there was a guard at the top of that staircase, were you not?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
All right. So it's
Grim's
still his
turn.
So I'm gonna open the door and then I'm gonna head out, but that'll be.
We'll
a
say
different
the end of your turn is at the top of the staircase before you open the door, based on how long it takes for you to move. Because there is Jack just told you there is a guard on the other side of that door.
I was already at the top of the stairs.
My goal is just to streamline adding another person to the combat. If you would like to go ahead and go out the door, there is a guard that notices you.
Yeah, I just want to
Okay.
open the door.
Yeah, you open the door and you push a guard out of the way, and he rolls initiative, and you guys are kind of in your own combat order. What was your original initiative
17.
roll? Okay. He does not beat that. So, that doesn't make any sense. He's going to, that initiative conflagration, you're currently in your turn, so he'd probably get a turn as soon as your turn is over. So you open the door. You haven't done anything but yell back to them, so you haven't really performed an action. So if you would like to attack this man, you can. You kind of push him out of the way. He turns around, and between you and the wall of this manor, which is probably about another 50, 60 feet away from you at this point, the wall of this courtyard, I should say, between you and that is a guard who is standing there and rather surprised that you just busted down the door. A little gnome has just busted down the door. He says, "What's going on here?"
I thought there was a knob and I just opened the door.
All right, so you open the door and push him. He didn't like.
I'm running
Alright, tell-
past Dude Man. I'm
He
running
is
past
literally
Dude.
like. Imagine there's a man leaning against a door that you're trying to open.
Cool.
You push it open, and he steps back and stares at you. If you don't have enough movement to also run past him.
I haven't moved yet. I just opened the door.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you're.
All I did was I turned back into Arlo and I yelled at Grim and I opened the door.
Right. Okay. So you dash past him, I assume? No, you're not staying around and doing action. You're just gonna do.
Nope,
the
I'm just
dash?
running past him. As I'm running past him, I want to yell out, "The basilisk has got loose. It's heading up the elevator."
All right. Roll persuasion on that. He's also gonna get an opportunity attack on.
Why not? 21.
Yeah, he does not succeed on that. So he says, "What the basilisk?" As he like tries to grab you on the way by. So I guess roll a strength contest, or probably what's higher between strength and dex for you?
Dex?
Roll that.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
7.
You tie. So let's just roll again.
Alright. 14.
All right, you certainly succeed. So he tries to grab you on the way by, like put a hand on your head or something, and you run past him, and he says, "What? The basilisk is out." He turns.
Hang on, we gotta get up top. Go, 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 hurry.
All right, so he turns down. He turns and goes to travel down the stairs with his turn.
He's going down the stairs?
He said the basilisk is coming up the elevator.
The elevator? He said the basilisk coming up the elevator.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but he convinced him.
Okay, so yeah, he doesn't run down the stairs. He runs towards the front of the manor.
It don't have to make sense. I just wanted to distract
Okay,
this
he
guy.
runs towards the front of the manor.
Cool.
So he is out of sight. Josh, I believe that does indeed end your turn.
Thank God.
All right.
I opened the door and
Yeah.
yelled at people.
I could have swore that you were at the bottom of that stairs at the beginning of the turn, but that's why I had it messed up.
Well, it was bottom of the stairs because you were like 30 feet, and I was like, nope, 50 feet. You said,
Okay.
you're at the top of the
Yeah,
stairs.
and you were at the top of the stairs. Okay, yeah, I confused myself.
That's all right.
That was Arlo's turn. Grim, it is your turn.
Arguably, you were also headed for the spiral staircase in his mind. So.
Apparently so. I don't know.
Well, the whole thing is I had two staircases. I was referring to one as the top staircase and one as the spiral staircase. The staircase closest to you when you said I run to the staircase was the spiral one. And
I said I was going to the top of the staircase, which may have been the top staircase.
yeah. It's tough. It's tough to keep track of all this stuff.
We're gonna
Grim.
How far away is the spiral staircase from me?
I've
I've only moved 10 feet further into the room than from where I
Right.
started.
The staircase is probably another solid 20 to 30 feet from
Okay,
you, the base of
then
that staircase.
I'm gonna
The spiral staircase.
yes, where
Okay.
the man went. I'm
Correct.
going after
You're
him.
chasing
I'm
after
gonna
him.
Dash up the staircase.
Okay.
My weapon
You are-
will just
You are directly as you get to the stair, you're right behind him. Essentially, you're sprinting right behind him up the staircase.
and that's max, and that's all I can do.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up the staircase behind him.
Which staircase?
The staircase behind him.
He's following me.
Okay, you're
Following
going
me.
up the staircase, the spiral staircase.
Yeah.
I would ask in the future just to designate which one.
Going up the spiral.
All right.
Following
Thank you.
Grim.
Thank you. Perfect.
good.
That's supposed to. That's all. That'll help me out.
Okay.
So are you dashing?
I can run and then dash. I can dash as a bonus action,
Okay, so
if necessary.
your run will get you almost to the base of the staircase. You're 30 feet of speed.
Okay.
Since you're
Then I'll
you're
run,
farther to the left of that room.
run and then dash up the staircase, I guess. Or dash over there and then run up the staircase.
Okay.
Spiral staircase.
Right. Okay. So you're right behind Grim. Essentially,
Okay.
you're right behind
Yeah.
Grim.
I'm just trying to keep up with him. I'm not trying to kill this fellow.
Right. Okay. Let's see.
He's not a particular threat to us. After he doesn't have us locked in his basement, I mean, he can't really make any public moves on us.
Not really, no.
He
Yeah,
could hire people to do it for him.
Arlo is he's distressed. He wants to get out of here and find answers. This guy is obviously not going to give us any answers. We're either going to have to kill him or get away from him to find answers.
Yeah.
So, either way, the answers aren't here.
Yeah. I should have told you about
These dice.
I did tell you about his room up there. I should have told you about the book.
You did tell me about the room. So,
What is y'all's passive perception?
14.
It is
10 plus wisdom.
10 plus wisdom plus
Proficiency.
proficiency if you're proficient in perception. So mine is
Was 17? I think you said.
no. What's my wisdom
13,
is
or
30. Yeah,
yeah.
so it's 15.
You have to be proficient in perception or proficient in passive perception.
Perception. You can't be
Okay.
proficient in passive perception
Okay.
unless you're proficient.
So
in
nobody's
perception.
is 12 or below.
No.
Okay, so Ronald jumps up into a room that is above you after he pulls the lever and the ceiling slides back and he jumps up into this room and rolls to the side and you don't see him anymore after he does that.
Shamus to the other side of the room.
All right, this is one of the first times I've played as a casting type person. He's cast a spell currently. Can he also cast a cantrip?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Unless
Depends on what he is.
No. If the spell he cast is leveled 1 through 9 and has a casting time of 1 bonus action, he can use his regular action to
As
cast
a
a cantrip.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorcerers can make that happen with any single action spell leveled 1 through 9.
Cool
Or
beans.
cantrip, because then they can turn it into a bonus
Then-
action.
You guys hear the sound of a door opening at this point.
Did he beat 15 for passive perception?
Well, really, he broke your line of sight, so you can't really see what he's doing in this room. But this rule will come into play whenever you do re-enter line of sight.
Okay.
But that's into his turn. He's finished.
I re-enter line of sight.
All right, so you crawl up in there.
Mm-hmm.
What you see is an open door as you crawl into this room and using probably 5 feet of your movement speed. You see the door. You're in a room that looks a lot like someone's study. There's a desk. There are papers on a desk. There are books on a wall. There are
Snakes on a plane.
there's chairs. There's like leather chairs and stuff. A big leather chair at a desk. There's windows that you can obviously see outside into yard of the manor to the western side of that room, the western side of the house. But the door opens, and Grim, you certainly recognize it to be the foyer. You recognize this door to be the door that your father tried to open earlier in the night. But you still don't currently see Ronald Witherbranch unless you decide to. Right now, you're standing in the corner of this room, and you see that the door is open, but you can't. All you can see is that fireplace y'all were standing at. You can't see the full room.
Okay, I step into the room.
Okay, you step in, and what you see is not Ronald Witherbranch, but you do see a bunch of people being pushed out of the way by. It looks like could be an invisible Ronald Witherbranch, but it's like the space of someone is pushing people out of the way. You can't see anything, but you can see the effects of something pushing through several people who are in this foyer and out the front door of the manor.
Is he within movement speed?
Let's see. He took 30, so yeah, you would be able to get to him.
I want to run.
Or whatever might be him. I'm just kidding based on the fact that he failed a roll against your passive perception being invisible.
I want to...
I assume that's how you handle that.
Run after him and tackle him to the ground.
Okay. Because he is invisible, I will impose a little bit of
But if I've seen him, though...
You can see the space, but I feel like if you're tackling an invisible thing, it would be a little bit more difficult than attacking something that is not invisible.
But true. I mean, rules as written, it's like if you detect where he is, it's...
Okay, then...
I mean, you can
roll.
do it as you do.
Go ahead. All about it.
I guess it's technically like a strength contest or something.
It will be. It will be a grapple check, so I'll have to roll against strength for you.
12.
These dice, man. This guy is not real good all night. Yeah, you succeed in tackling him to the ground. So this invisible, you tackle what is obviously Ronald Witherbranch, but just the invisible space where he would normally exist. So you run out into the porch of the where you knocked out the guy originally, and you just kind of tackle him over the kind of concrete barrier right there on the outside of this little porch, and you land on an invisible Ronald Witherbranch, and he says, "Oh, please, just let me go." He also looks up and says, "What are you?"
I don't know, but I've got a few questions for you, Ronald. And then I guess my turn would end.
Okay. Jack. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
We entered in a room that I haven't been in before. Yeah.
Also, we didn't do Arlo's turn because I always consider you out of combat at this point.
We did his turn. It goes him, then me.
I think, no, we did Arlo. You guys caught up to Ronald. Ronald had his turn where he turned invisible. Then we went straight to Grim.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I've never been in this room, correct?
You've never been in this room? No.
Okay, I see that they've kind of burst out into the party area, so I'm not going to go out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to stealth. Or hide as a bonus action.
Sure.
16. I don't think
You're in an
there's
empty room. But
just
yeah.
making sure anybody.
Yeah, nobody's
past.
going to notice you walking past.
Okay.
I'm a pretty big distraction at this point.
Yeah, they've. Yeah.
I'm perception the room as well.
It should be said that as you ran through that room, like there were gasps and your typical party, like record scratches, and
Yeah.
the typical stuff that happens when
wings
someone runs through a party. There are plenty of screams.
15.
For what was again?
Perception. I guess should I roll investigation for looking for things?
Yeah, let's do investigation.
Okay, then that's 17.
You're
Okay.
in like the study kind of thing at the top of the stairs?
Yes. Yeah. He's in the study in the southwest corner of this manor. What you see several books, a lot of open books on the desk. But what really stands out to you on the desk is a large crystal, large black obsidian crystal. It's the size of a potato. And so you, what do you do?
Is there any thing around it? Any books or
There are no books that that seem to be particularly relevant right near it. It's mostly papers, a lot of financial stuff, a lot of tax reports and things that are mostly around this thing.
Was it an action for me to
It would be it wouldn't have been an
Investigation.
action, I don't think, for you just to pick that up, but because you rolled an investigation check, that would be an action, I think. Because you took your time this turn to investigate this.
Well,
room.
I didn't pick it up.
Okay, you didn't pick it up.
No.
I picture you made the motion of grabbing it, and so you didn't pick it up yet. Okay.
So I wanted to roll Arcana to see if it was anything magical.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Sure.
Okay. 17.
It is not a substance that you recognize or remember anything about.
Okay. Then I'm gonna take it.
Okay. You grab it, put it in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have seen?
I mean, yeah, it's an obsidian crystal. You notice that Zenas or Grimm's tie that he wears, he has a tie clip thing, and it is also contains a black crystal.
Same as the teddy bear. We all saw the teddy bear.
Yes, and that they are similar in being black crystalline items.
Okay.
Not so identical that it is like this is obviously the same thing, but it's definitely a black crystal. You've seen black things before, but never an element, never a stone or anything that looks quite this shape and quite this deep black color. But they do definitely resemble the thing on Grimm's tie as well as the thing in Justine's teddy bear.
Okay. I take it, and I'm just gonna see what happens in the thing. I'm not gonna go out there.
Okay, so you're gonna stare into the foyer.
Yeah, just kind of like peeking out through the door.
Okay, so you're peeking out, looking at the door. So you do get a chance to see like Grimm dive into an invisible man and tackle him over a concrete barrier and break line of sight with you.
Wait, break line of sight.
It's just like a concrete wall. Like imagine there's an awning, kind of like a hotel. Like it's not completely. I'm just saying that they kind of went over a barrier.
All right. So
That would, I feel like, would end your turn at this point.
yeah, I mean I could move, but that would just
Yeah.
be moving to see them.
Certainly.
With my earlier investigation, did I see anybody out there on the balcony area?
Oh, there's currently no one out there, but they did run past 2 guards who have just had enough time to turn and be like, WTF, mate.
Okay, then I'm just gonna stay where I am. Just continue.
Okay. Grim, it is your turn, sir. What will you do with this man?
Well, I don't really scream. I kind of yell at him. Why? Why the Cullings? What are you doing? What are you thinking? I guess be better to say.
Excuse me. Just a moment.
Do I hear what he's saying?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Ronald Witherbranch looks up at you invisibly, and he takes away his invisibility, and you see his bleeding visage, which would be his face. So his face is a little bit bloody, but most of his tummy is bloody. He looks up at you. He looks up at you, and he says, "I don't do Cullings. Those aren't my job. And even if it was, I wouldn't tell you why."
Does it look like if I hit him, he'll die?
He looks pretty rough.
I'm gonna hit him.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. You have complete advantage on this.
I got a nat 20, baby.
Oh, boy.
So
He dies twice.
We'll just do double damage. So it's 4, 8, 12. Would I double the damage? I wouldn't double the damage that does. Never mind. So 12 plus, that's 18 damage.
Yeah, you kill him.
I'm gonna hit him.
What-
Okay, I hit him in the head.
With the punching necrotic?
Yeah, with the just.
Okay, yeah, you punch him in the head, and your fist just crushes in the front of his face, and there's blood and viscera, and the necrotic damage burns away half of his face, and Ronald Witherbranch lies dead as the Constable of Lonesome beneath your frightening form, and the guards around
You done been
have
punched with a rock fist.
If I was a lesser man, I would search his
yeah,
pockets.
the guards have turned and they look through the thing as you punch their boss in the face and kill him. Obviously, people all around scream and gasp, "Oh no!" And the guards say, "Kill him!" And that is where we're going to have to end the episode for today. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Locations are proving to be difficult for this DM. I assume they would prove difficult for most people whenever you don't have something to visualize with, but we enjoyed it. I hope everyone else did. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video if you're watching, and if you're listening on iTunes, leave us a review if you enjoyed it. And without further ado, we love you very much.
Bye.
Bye.